We got ourselves already going up with Hawthorne going to be first as a Shadow Priest bailing out of that silence for a moment as Byron's going to be first up of this team. On Team Byron's, we got, actually, we'll introduce him later. As Hawthorne, looks like Byron's pushing up into you. Convoke the Spirit, Trinkets out of it, save that silence for a snap, Trinkets interrupt. Trying to make sure he could always interrupt the Convoke. He does have defensive cooldowns for the rest of the damage. Try to go for a doorway of Shadows into the stun to Byron's Mind Games right after. Byron's, don't heal yourself. Wait, he can't help it. Oh, looks like the heal actually overpowered the Mind Games. Or did it? I think it did. I think that heal might have overpowered the Mind Games, or it ignores Mind Games. Emergency heal. Does it ignore Mind Games? I think the emergency heal, the emergency once you drop below 50% heal, might ignore Mind Games, or maybe he just healed through it so much. He healed, did damage to himself, and went all the way back up. All the way to the moon. It's kind of hard, man. But Hawthorne got himself pretty decent damage. Byron's is still not a great position. Yes, he is still finding himself super, super low. The dots, dude. The dots are going to be so bad. Regrowth. Oh, no. The seed pod comes out. Hawthorne, are you quick enough to stop it? I don't know if he is. Pedal those little Shadow Priest legs, dude. Pedal those legs. Oh, at this point, he just better expect to just reduel him again. Mind Games is available. Byron's in a bad spot. Can't really heal himself. You got to wait it out a little bit. So it's going to be a rough game. Hawthorne so far has been on a roll here for Byron's. It's definitely going to have to claw out of this one. But I believe it's possible for a Boomy to make something happen. It's just lack of CC versus so much CC is just tough. Try to go for big executes. So Byron's, I think, did kill himself in the Frenzied Regen. With Chill Pill's going to be up next as a Frost Death Knight. Grippy hand coming out. Hawthorne does a PI. Oh! The Shackle Undead! On Lynchboard Shackle Undead! I don't think I've ever seen that before. That makes all the sense, though. It makes sense. Oh my goodness. Chillpill's Burst just went out of the window with that one. That was such a good play. That was such an insanely good play. I think Chillpill's was trying to avoid getting feared. And then Shackle just came out of nowhere. Hawthorne. That's monstrous. But looks like Chillpill's has a bit of survivability there. There's Tricky coming out for Hawthorne. Chillpill's has no interrupt for this. And it has to back up behind the pillar as the shadow damage just keeps running down. Fleshcap should be able to deal with the dots for a little bit, but for only so long. In the next patch, it will be a lot stronger as a dot denier. But look at that. The shield is already gone. Already gone. Does get interrupted on the Hawthorne, who should be able to maintain himself most likely. Maybe. Trying to maintain the dots of the Chill Pills. Man, that was a rough one. That was rough. Chill Pills kind of find himself still super low. Sounds of Chill Pills with Mind Games right after. He knows he can't go for the death pack here. He is melting down to the dots. It is not looking all that good. He needs to go for that death pack. Does go for a pet sacrifice for the heal as soon as he gets a chance. But it looks like Hawthorne is going to be there harassing with dots against Stone and Chill Pills. Does have a human racial for it. And should be able to maybe make some damage happen. Hawthorne still holding on to big defenses. So that's still a disperse available. Chill Pills does go for death pack with an AMS right after. His health is necrotic out for a moment. Grips Hawthorne into an interrupt. Could be maybe some good damage here. Chillpill's still under a lot of pressure. There goes the necrotics falling off, and Hawthorne sneaking in a couple of heals for himself. Transfusion coming out for Chillpill's trying to make those death strikes work at 21% dampening. They are healing him a little, but only a little. But it is at least some kind of health increase. Might be able to maybe go for a stun to Hawthorne with a Remorseless Winter potentially. Hawthorne taking those takes back to back. Interrupt by Chill Pills. Trying to make the damage happen. IBF is up. That's going to be big damage on the Chill Pills. With Mind Games, any heals you get for yourself is just gone. And the dots just melt you. Hawthorne, man, who is this guy? Who is this dude? He just came out of nowhere. That Shackle Undead impressed me. I'm not going to lie. That was impressive. It looks like actually I'm missing one on team 2. I think it's only the Boomy and the DK get to play. So 4 people are going to get to play instead of 5. He threw the grenade, so he didn't have to pick up the thing in the first place. Hawthorne no longer around the pillar, and he kind of needs to get next to the pillar with iFox. And it's going to be traps that he's going to run through, but he's at least going to be able to get close to iFox, maybe get a good angle on him. But as long as he has a pillar, he could always stand next to him. Look at that fear. As iFox is going to have to come out from behind the pillar at some point or another. Stun as iFox doesn't really have much to deal with here. Big Void Eruption with a PI. Check us out of that stun into iFox. Trying to make some damage happen with that Kyrian Resonant Arrow. Doing a little bit of damage through the wall. And Hawthorne is just turning around his attention around onto the pet. And the pet actually gets executed there. And that's going to be Shadowfiend, not letting iFox get himself a heal, but Pet Revive does come out. That Shadowfiend is just slapping him around, dude. He should be able to get a bit of damage in. Try to go for a bit of a port. Freezing trap on one side, most like a freezing trap. He's going to have himself Greater Fate so he can just run through all the traps. Just needs to execute. And down he goes with Revendare. Last one left. Switching around his Mog a little bit. I do like the way that Mog looks too. I like the other one, but this one also looks good. Trying to make some play versus Hawthorne. Trying to come out. Looks like the Beastmaster Hunter with a damage actual force on the defense of the Hawthorne. I feel like it's the first time we've seen a disperse out of him. It looks like he's actually kind of down on the rest of his cooldowns. I think Revendare might be the first one to take down the Shadow Priest. Mind Games does come out. He's going to go for Feign Death, which does remove all those dots, but there's also going to be VT getting removed. Or V... Yeah, Vampiric Touch. What am I doing here? Stun onto Hawthorne. The bets are doing damage, but not empowered by Bestial Wrath. Does avoid of over at Hawthorne. Interrupt him on Shadow. Locking him out. Could be bad for Hawthorne. Does have Greater Fade. Looked like he was rushing at Revendare, maybe for CC, trying to continue to get himself a little bit of heals here and there. Bestial Wrath is doing quite a bit of damage for Revendare. Whatever damage he can get, those kill shots, kill commands are huge for him. And VTs are getting set up by Hawthorne. Does he have the CC? Stun to Revendare? Does he have anything to follow up? He needs CC or damage. There's going to be kill shots coming through and through. Trying to make some damage with Revendare. Freezing Trap stopping down onto Hawthorne. Did send the Feign Death for a second. Interrupt the Shadow. I don't think there's a way to fight that. And Revendare does live it to fight another day. Is it up? Is it Chicago next? Is it Pox? Is it next? Is it Pox? Or is it Chicago? I think it's Pox. It looks like Pox is in the middle. But so is Chicago. Not Chicago's Flesh Captain? I think Revendare is going to be confused. Well, boys, which one of you is playing? Chicago got his CDs. Pox is in the middle. Huh? I guess it's Pox thinks it's his go. Chicago? Okay. I mean, for Revendare, that was just sitting in the camera and waiting and watching. You know what I mean? Man. Revendare, though. Going for a bit of damage. Pox is going to go for advantage. Cheap shot onto Pox, trying to make the most damage happen here. He got himself not the one-shot setup. Cheap shot, but looks like he's going to go for a reset himself. And he's going to try to see if he can reposition. Those pets are charging in. Immediately charging in. Looks like he does get himself a re-stealth. Wait, actually clean re-stealth. Not bad, not bad at all. Sap it to Revendare. He does have a trinket for it. Turtle Shell is available. And I think he's rolling double not Feroz. The Leech pet with the Lust. Is that what he's playing? No. Those pets have to be defensive pets because he did use a defensive one before. Freezing Chop on the Pox before he can get the opener. Denied the 100% crit opener for the Rogue. Biting Shot right after. That's going to pets on Pox. Does he get rooted there? Is that root? I think it's rooted. It doesn't look like he has a mark about him. Or maybe not rooted? He didn't have that arrow thing. Maybe a bunch of didn't go through. Those pets are eating you up right now. Fox, you had to make a play. Those pets are doing work. Those kill commands. Are you giving kill commands through the wall? It looked like he was going through the wall. Box does have to trinket out of it. Revendare is going to disengage out. Super low in health for both of them. Freeze the trap. Box does break out of it. Kill shot. It looks like Seed Pod comes in. Does Revendare realize the Seed Pod? He does see the pod. Good thing that thing has a health bar now. And if the Spets can maul it, he'll be in a good position. Is it Chicago next? Or is it flexing? It looks like everybody wants to go, dude. Everybody wants to play against this man. It looks like it's possible flexing, I'm guessing. Revendare, though, live lording it now. That was clutch duel with a rogue, man. Another long duel for the NA, but man, that was a clutch one. Very, very clutch. Flexing, just waiting now for Revendare to get the opener on him. Probably going to go for the eyes. Revendare trying to maintain his pet's heal as best as possible. Does have the pillar at least, so he does have a good starter. Versus flexing, though, the dot damage move could be pretty tough. Because Revendare basically has dots of his own. Like, his pets are kind of... You can think of him as like a dot. That just continues doing damage as long as you don't CC it. Right? Those pets versus the dot damage of flexing, it could be a really rough game. Because I don't really know if anybody's going to... Are they going to go for a burst or are they going to go for a long game here? Flexing getting caught in a binding... I'm swapping the wrong person. Getting caught in a binding shot. One of them is dropping down Resonator Arrow. Actually, it's going to be Revendare since flexing is Venthyr. As Flexing trying to get some damage on Revendare popping turtle early, and Flexing forced to pop a turtle. Many betters available for him. That's going to be a freezing trap on the pet for Revendare, and Flexing is going to get eaten up by those T-Rexes as they do kind of like collide together into one. Flexing taking a bit of damage. Needs to get the dots rolling into Revendare. Needs to really turn up the damage. So he's actually getting melee, just trying to see if we can get as much damage onto Revendare. Those pets are going to do work though. The dots versus the pets. Which one of those is going to win? Both of the hunters go for fade death for a second. Flexing setting up. His flayed shot should be good damage. Kill shot hits Revendare, but not for as much as it was to. And Flexing taking so much damage from those pets. Actually popping a freezing trap on one of the other pet though. Yes, the one that can be killed commanded from. Oh no! Revendare taking down Flexing. Is he gonna go for 1v5 biggest comeback ever? What is going on here? Looks like Chicago's not gonna let him happen. He's not gonna let it do it. Went in with a big Ascendance. Didn't want to give him a chance. Yo, Hawthorne did 1 million damage. What? I guess he did play against a Byron, so he healed a ton, right? Oh my god. 1 million damage. With nice Shackle and Dead play, dude. Yeah, no, 70% damage. For real, dude. I was gonna say. Oh no.